In this video, I will show you how to do the technique of communicating with your inner child. What's the technique? The generation of women now in 2023, 30 to 60 years old, is a generation of unloved women who were unloved by their mothers as children. You couldn't hug your children, you couldn't cuddle them, you couldn't kiss them. It was believed that in this way the child would grow up spoiled. And you had to keep your distance, you had to educate. It was believed that parenting should be at a distance. So a great many women who are now in adulthood, they come in with the basic problem of not being able to negotiate with their birth mom. These are problems that have arisen as a result of being unloved. That they are now transferring into their personal lives, into their families. Yes, living conditions have changed. Yes, there's a lot of focus on children right now. Their upbringing, being raised very differently now. You can't hit children. Children need to be embraced, listened to, try to give them choices, listen to their skills, which they have more developed, to develop them. There are so many schools of intelligence. That is, children are now being dealt with differently than in those times, post-war years, when the main task of our mothers was to keep their children fed, well watered, to go to school, to study well, to keep them alive and healthy. These were basic functions and basic needs. Also, these women had money-making functions while completely forgetting about themselves. So there was no question of self-development. They didn't do any fitness training. That is, they weren't practicing themselves. Now the time has passed, and now women are engaged in their self-development, improvement, including spiritual and psychological. And here they begin to realize that so many problems in family life from childhood. So, this doll is with me now for a reason. It will help us in this technique of going back in time. It is a hypnotic technique where we bring a person back to the past by special means. We find his age vulnerable, one where there were some significant events that disturbed him, worried him, or on the contrary, some positive ones where he was happy. We find the age of the woman, the child who came to us to work with, to carry that solved problem to today. For example, if a woman came with a problem that she is now transferring this manner of communication, some negative, to her children. For example, she might beat them, yell at them, or suddenly snap at her husband. She doesn't understand where this is coming from. But if we start to look into it and realize that it's from childhood, that she was treated that way as a child, we found the problem, the core of the problem. And our job is to send her back in time, to find that inner child who has been hurt, who has been unloved, and to make contact with her. Usually psychotherapists, psychologists do it just in a visual series, just tell a story, the person presence. I recommend to create not only an image, but also to use some such symbol, which you can see and carry with you in real life, or maybe to put somewhere in a prominent place, for example, near the bed. Because when a person has worked and left, it is, of course, good, and he will get something out of it. But when he was gone along with the reminder, you know how amulets are worn that remind you of something, just like the doll. It will be our person's inner child, the one we befriend, the one we find common ground with, the one we solve childhood problems with. And in this case, it would symbolize our inner child. If this inner child was unloved as a child, then we will give her love. We will take care of her, and it will make her happy. And if she is happy, life will get better in our client's life. We proceed to demonstrate this technique. Searching for the inner child. Remember, I told you that for those cases, when our mothers did not give us love, we go to the past in order to find this little girl, who was not given love, and to work with her with our own strength, with our own resources, in order that she brings us the results of our life. We're with Marina now. Let's go back in time. We use catalepsy to induce trance, so that it is more comfortable, convenient, and quicker to enter. We find that memory, we try to negotiate with her. And in the moment, in the technique, I will ask Marina to open her eyes and try to imagine this image together with the girl. It will still be unclear how we will present her as a third party. Or Marina can make her see herself there. If it can be done, this doll will serve as a good talisman already in real life. That is, after coming out of the trance, Marina will take the doll home, put it in a prominent place, and it will help her in difficult moments, in difficult life situations. She's going to save her. So, let's get started. I give you Marina. Marina is a practicing hypnologist, psychologist, psychotherapist. Therefore, it will be fairly easy to work with. She already knows the ways in which it is easier and more comfortable for her to relax. And how she's going to do it faster. I will ask Marina to relax, with a straight back for now, in order to demonstrate the catalepsy technique to you as well. We right away take the pen of a trained person who knows what we're talking about, raise it to chin level, and just like that, see, she already knows everything, smart girl. Here, barely pulling our fingers away, we take our hand away, her hand is left hanging in the air. Is catalepsy. I suggest you take deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Good. You're doing a great job of being here with us today. Aha. Try again to focus a goal or task that can be perfectly accomplished in this time, in this technique. Good. Oh, that's great. I'm going to tell you a story and count to 10. And when I count to 10, find yourself in a childhood of your own where you thought the little girl inside you lacked the most love. Let's do it this way. 1. Your body relaxes and you can lean back on the couch without changing your arm position or changing it a little. Okay, great. 2. Except for your hand, we relax the rest of your body. Listen to my voice. 3. It's a beautiful clearing. 4. On which you walk barefoot. It's a good time of day, You're coming. Aha. 5. And you see an unusual flying object in the center of the clearing. 6. And you walk up to it and you realize it's not just a flying object, it's a time machine. It can have any shape, fur. You walk over to it and find the button. To find her. Maybe it will take more time, or maybe you've already found it. Let me know if you found her yet. Yeah, that's good. And by pressing that button, you can be inside. There's a remote. On this remote or on this time meter. You can pick the right day, the right date, the right age of the child, where we'd like to be. And by pressing a button, you can find yourself in that day. And when I count to 10, your hand will slowly descend and you'll find yourself at that very bottom. 9. and your relaxation becomes more comfortable. You're going on that very day. You're in no danger. You're perfectly safe. It's okay. Yeah, that's right. It's a time machine. Can move quickly, instantly. He may do it a little slower than usual. Good. At your own pace. How comfortable it is. Motion. It's so easy. Activities that can be done by professionals and beginners alike. You're doing a great job. Well done. Aha. 10. Good girl. Good. And if you find yourself in this place, tell me what you see, where you are. At my grandmother's. Daddy's leaving. I don't want him to go. How old are you? 8. Good. What do you look like when you're 8 years old? With a short haircut. I'm crying. Fatty. Very good. That's a good girl. I suggest that as part of this exercise you go to this girl, hug her, comfort her, say what you would like to say to her. Aha. Perhaps she has something to say, something to share, something to complain about, something to ask for help, support. Good. When you are ready, I suggest you open your eyes and look at our doll. That doll is now who? Marina, the little one. How old is she? 8. Good. Let's try to mentally connect with her and give her the support she needs right now, right this minute. Aha. And I'm moving it to you. Try holding it. Good. Okay, she'll stay with you. Now. You and I will close our eyes again. Good. And when you feel that your communication is filled with love, mutual help, and you are ready to promise the girl that you will be there for her, that you will support her in a time of need, that you will always help her, and she is ready to answer you that she believes you, trusts you and needs this help very much. Let me know when you can work it out with her, that you're together now. And you help her and she helps you. Well done. Good. We're going into our flying machine. We sit in it, choose the year 2023, today's date, today's day of the week. And pushing a button or lever brings us back to today. I'm gonna count from 10 to 1. And you will find yourself in the here and now. 10, 9. And you feel the strength come to you. 8. A flying machine flies fast or slow. 7. The whole body is energized. 6. And the machine flies either through the sky or on the ground, either high or low. 6. 5. You feel the energy filling every cell in your body. 4. And the machine already sees a place to land. 3. And everything that happens in a trance, it's good subliminal work. And everything that happens, it helps you in this life. 3. 2. Aha. 1. And at a pace that's comfortable for you, you can return to the here and now. Good. Good girl, good girl. You can put her somewhere near us, for example. That was fast. Experience. It's not my first time with Antonina, of course, I'm used to it and it's great. Works well. How will we use our puppet next? It's like a kind of talisman. I mean, we didn't just go to the store and buy it. Although if a person who watches the video, yes, he has no opportunity to visit a psychotherapist, for example, just wants to go to a toy store, buy a doll, yes, and charge it with thoughts in this way, he can also do it. But in the trance, we're really empowering this cuckoo. We make this amulet strong, energize it. You know how shamans charge amulets? And they make a real difference. It's exactly the same here. You and I have charged this amulet, this talisman. And now Marina could take it with her and, say, put it in an important place in the house. Where she'll see her all the time. And she knows now that it's her little inner child that she cares for. If Marina wants, she can take it with her, without explaining anything to anyone or, on the contrary, telling anyone. It's just the way some people carry their doggies under their armpit, some people carry their omelets around with them. And talisman's a big one. You can take it on trips. I, for one, recommend using this cookie for Instagram, for example. You know, Instagram their pets, take pictures of them in different backgrounds. Also very good motivation to travel. A very nice shot. You can change her clothes, you can buy new ones. For example, the one that a little girl, inner child dreamed of, but she could not, let's say, her parents could not afford to buy new clothes. She can be introduced with you to some interesting places, like the theater too. It will serve merely as an attribute, as an accessory to outsiders, but to the individual it has its own power. And we are introducing a little child of our own who was once underserved by love, underserved by care. We try to embody it in real life through the doll, to give it to this little creature in full measure, and thus fill ourselves with real life. By closing the gestals from childhood, we improve our lives now, here and now. Therefore, such a doll can be told to someone from the environment, from close, or you cannot tell anyone, so that no one knows, and that it is your little small secret. Accordingly, in those life situations, when a person suddenly feels bad or something happens, he or she is worried, he or she can just as well spend classes with this doll, or go somewhere, fulfill a dream. It's always easier to fulfill someone else, like pandering to someone else, than it is to pander to yourself. As a rule, we don't leave time for ourselves, we don't leave space for ourselves. We are the best to our kids, the best to our husband, the best to our girlfriends. And for myself to last place. And when something happens, some kind of depression or difficulties in life, in the same way, if you have that habit with someone, you can give her cotton candy. And eat with her, for example. Give her candy. Sit down with her, watch a show, let yourself go. Filling her up. Thereby filling you up. Thank you for watching this video to the end. We look forward to seeing every one of our techniques. Show you the most interesting, the best and the most effective ways to solve both your problems and the problems of your clients, your patients, who comes to see you.